Hello everyone and welcome on De Papier de Rêve channel. I'm Ursula and today I will be painting with you a flower bouquet with mimosa and eucalyptus. It's my first time painting mimosa for this painting, so maybe I will make some mistakes, but it's okay, we are all learning together. So I'm starting with a first wash with Winsor Yellow Deep, which is quite a warm yellow. And this wash I want it very light so that I can build the color a little bit more and adding some details in it later. And I'm also adding some greens to represent the eucalyptus on the side. I'm also keeping the color quite light in order to be able to come back later in another layer and deepen the color. It will give me a little bit more depth and it will be more interesting at the end. When I'm painting a first wash, I like a lot to tilt my paper and use a little bit of a spray bottle with water in it so that I can have my color running down to the bottom of my paper. It gives a little bit more dynamic and it's a way to soften the colors and have a really great background easily. And now I've started my second wash and I'm adding a little bit of details in the mimosa. I'm looking at my flower bucket. It's in front of me, in fact, and you can see it on the video, but it's just right in front of me. I'm painting from a real bucket here. So I'm watching my bucket and I can see that all the mimosa is made from a little ball, so that's the texture I want to get on my paper. So I'm painting a little circle with my brush, and I'm also flicking my brush in order to have some splatters. It will create this texture of mimosa very easily. And again, it's my first time painting mimosa, so maybe I'll be wrong, but I'm learning here, and the next time it will be a little bit better. In order to get a little bit more volume in my flowers, I'm adding a little bit of burnt sienna. It will be my shadows for the yellow. Usually the shadows are a little bit with cold colors, but here I don't want cold color, I want warm color because it's mimosa and it's a very warm yellow, and it will be a little bit more unified if I keep my shadows in the warm side. And now I'm letting my flower dry, but I will add some leaves in my bucket. Leaves of mimosa are very specific too. They are quite fine and they are looking a bit like pine needles, but a lot finer. So as I want to paint them and they are very delicate, I'm switching brushes for this very fine brush, which is in a dagger shape, and it's quite nice for making a very thin stroke and expressive stroke. I do like this brush a lot, and you see this one quite a lot in my video too. So each time I paint leaves, I will blur all the parts I do not like, and it will give a little bit more this watercolory effect to my painting, and it will add this poetic feeling, I think. So I do like to mix some sharp marks on my paper and some very blurry marks. And I will do the same for the eucalyptus branches that are on the side. I will add a little bit of depth to them, and if there is a stroke I do not like in my painting, I will blur it with a lot of water. I'm not very happy with my composition on this painting because there is too much of the vase in the image and not enough of the flowers and the dynamic of my buckets. But it's okay, I'm learning, and I know this composition isn't working for me, and next time I will do better. When I'm painting a vase, I do not like to be too realistic, so I'm trying to work a lot with a dry brush and keep a lot of variation in my washes on the parts that are like glass. And it's quite working well for me, and with some layers it appears like a vase and there is transparency to it, but it's not totally realistic. But it's good to keep in mind when painting glass objects to keep some parts white for the reflection of light in the object. And let's talk about supplies. For the brushes, I've used an Escoda Aquario number 18 and Raphael Petit Gris 803 number 2. And the brush I like a lot, Silver Brush Black Velvet 1/4 inch in a dagger shape. For the color, I've used Indanthren Blue, Viridian, Winsor Yellow Deep, Quinacridone Gold, and Burnt Sienna. And my paper is from Canson Héritage in rough. And now my painting is almost done. I just have to add a tiny little bit of details here and there. I'm adding some stems, I'm adding some depth in the leaves, and I'm also adding a little bit of texture in the flowers in order to make them a little bit more fluffy, like mimosa are a little bit fluffy. So I'm trying to do that. And I will also add darker shades in the leaves of eucalyptus on the right side, because I think it needs a little bit more contrast in this area. I'm quite happy with this painting. Remember, it's the first time I'm painting mimosa, so I'm really happy with it, in fact. Just I've made one mistake, it's my yellow. I've used Winsor Yellow Deep and I do not like it at all. I think it's a little bit too warm, it's almost orangey, so it's not totally okay for mimosa. Mimosa are a little bit colder, if not a lot, but a little bit. So I should have used my Mayan yellow I have in another palette, because I think it would have been a better yellow for this painting. And like I said before, the composition is not perfect. There is too much of the vase in my painting and not enough of the flowers, but it's okay, I'm learning, and I will do better next time. And I'm quite happy also with the eucalyptus leaves. They are, I think you can see that they are eucalyptus leaves. It's quite straightforward, and they have a nice tint to it, because the colors for eucalyptus is very important to make them distinct from other leaves. And this greeny bluish tint is just perfect. And don't forget to check the blog for more information about it, about this painting. I will try to make another painting with the same subject, so that you will be able to see what I make it better, and correcting all the little details what that's wrong in this painting. So please check it out, and the link is in the description right below the video, and that's it. And this video is now ending. Thanks for watching. I hope you like it. Please tell me what you think about it in the comment below, and see you soon.